participants if you want everyone to see. So keep in mind, whatever you're typing into all participants, they will see. So don't write anything that you don't want everybody to see. And then you can also send one-on-one messages. So I invite you actually to choose a person on the list and send them a quick little hello. And then give me a green check when you have done that. Good stuff. Energy. Suzanne, were you able to find that on your Mac?
Oh, yeah, now I do. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. And Suzanne, give me a green check when you were able to send out a private message. Perfect. So that's pretty simple. These are just a few of the tools. Now, if you look on the top left-hand side of your screen, there are toggles. So then, nope, hold on. I am not in the right section here.
So the only two that we need to share now, Jamie, would be the pointer and the text tool. So the pointer is on the top left-hand side of the screen. And if you want to click on that and click somewhere on the board, then you'll be able to point to whatever Jamie has for you. She has a few activities using the pointer, which are a ton of fun. And the other activity that we may be using as well is the text tool. So if you see that big capital letter T, if you want to choose a spot in the whiteboard with your pointer and then write your name beside your pointer with the letter T icon. And there are 3 points I'm going to share with you. My dog's going to bark because the postman just arrived. There are 3 points that I'm going to share with you. The first is that you have to click away so that we can see what you've written. I told you so.
So, Elodie, were you able to click on the big blue arrow and show your little arrow on the, you're the only one. There we go. Perfect.
Perfect. So you have to click away. And then sometimes if your color is yellow, you want to change your color. So if you want to go to the color box, click on the drop-down menu, choose another color, and then put in your favorite animal. Because Dana, that blue is sometimes hard to see on the white background, so you may want to change your color. There you go, dog.
Perfect.
Don't forget to click away when you've written something so that we can see what you've written. So Suzanne and Elodie, I don't see your new animal in a new color. Oh, dog, there we go. Now I've got it. And Elodie, if you want to just click somewhere else on the board so we can see your animal. Monkey, Jamie, you're funny. Excellent. So those are just some of the tools that we're going to be using today, and we'll explain them again in more detail when we have to use them for the activities. So over to you, my dear.
Beautiful. So welcome to the Winnipeg MFRC Deployment and Reunion Services Program. Today you're going to learn all about the deployment and reunion related services offered by the Winnipeg Military Family Resource Center. Now it's really important to keep in mind that Winnipeg MFRC and another MFRC across the country may not have the exact same program. So this one is specific to Winnipeg Deployment and Reunion. After an introduction of your presenters and participants, we will go over a few ground rules that set the stage for a positive virtual experience. Then we'll go over all of the aspects of the Deployment and Reunion program, in addition to other ways that the Winnipeg MFRC supports Canadian Armed Forces members and their families. So we're going to meet the presenters. So over here you will see this is a picture of myself. My name is Jamie Doherty. Most of you have met me. I'm the Deployment and Reunion Coordinator. Oh, I can put my camera on. Hello, everybody.
There we go.
There I am. So I'm the Deployment and Reunion Coordinator here in the Winnipeg Military Family Resource Center. My office hours are Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 4:30, so you can usually find me here at those times. And then you'll see down there my email and my phone number also. And then we have Margaret, who is going to also be on our program today helping me out.
So my name is Margaret McKenzie, and I'm the Virtual Program Coordinator in charge of training and program development for the Military Family Resource Center, Prince Edward Island, from my home office in Winnipeg. How virtual can you get? It is my pleasure to be Jamie's producer today, so I'm basically the MacGyver behind the scenes just to help with any troubleshooting issues, and it's a thrill for me to be here with you. It's some great information and very interactive presentation.
Perfect. Thanks, Margaret. So we obviously want to get to know you guys also. It doesn't mean that you have to show your camera, but you're more than welcome to do so. So when I call upon you, claim a spot by clicking on your blue arrow, and then just fill in each of the portions here. So your name, the location that you're taking this course from, the reason you're taking the course, and then your favorite place in the whole wide world to be. Awesome. So when you're claiming a spot, you want to just claim it right outside the box.
And then use your text tool to write your name and the information as you go ahead, as you go along. So sometimes we go over the line. It's kind of fun when you're coloring for sure. If you didn't want to go over the line, you just press enter and that will bring your work to the next line. But you can't do it once it's already written.
Okay. So it looks like everybody...
Anywhere in New Brunswick, okay?
So it looks like everybody has been able to do that. That's fantastic. So Margaret, it looks like we are all in Winnipeg, so that's great. I mean, specifically that this course is for Winnipeg MFRC. So Margaret's here to celebrate me and my final project. Woohoo, so exciting. Suzanne is getting ready for another deployment that we were just chatting about this morning. Elodie wants to learn more for the future. So are we talking like future with deployments?
Yeah, because my husband never got deployed yet, so.
Okay.
But it's
always good to plan ahead, right? And sometimes it's good to know what services are out there before you actually get the posting or the deployment message.
Exactly.
Dana's here to see how virtual training works. I'm excited that you're here to see it, Dana. It is quite fun. I'm here obviously because I'm presenting it. And some of the places in the whole wide world, Margaret, where would you like to be?
In the middle of a lake, but before that, I was wondering if I could ask Suzanne a question.
Sure.
So it says, Suzanne, that you're getting ready for another deployment. How many deployments has your family gone through?
Just one before Christmas.
And you're getting ready for another one back to back almost, hey?
Yep.
Wow, I'm impressed with you for sure. So I love to be, my favorite place in the whole wide world, to answer your question, is in the middle of a lake. Now, not on a boat, but actually in the middle of a lake, swimming in the middle of a lake. I love it. It's so peaceful for me, and it's where I find my happy place.
Nice. That would be my terrified place because I'm afraid of fish biting my toes.
Oh, I'll just bite them back.
So, Suzanne, your happy place would be?
Probably on the beach in New Brunswick.
Nice. And because that's where you're from, right? That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Nice. Elodie, favorite place to be?
Kingston. My husband, he went to RMC and like it's the like we're probably gonna retire over there because we really enjoy it on the side of the lake and everything.
Nice. Yes, Kingston is a very beautiful place, that's for sure. Dana, your happy place in the whole world?
Anywhere on a beach with a good book.
Excellent. And what's in the other hand? Mine is poolside. At first I was thinking on the beach, but you know, we just came back from a vacation and I think I prefer poolside to beachside. So I'm going to say poolside this time, just to mix it up a little bit. All right, moving on. So the ground rules. In a live classroom, the ground rules may include where to park, find the facilities, etc. But in a virtual classroom, there are a few ground rules that we'd like to go over to establish the mood of the session from the get-go. So can I get a volunteer to raise their hand and read the slide for me? Not everybody at once. Dana, thanks.
You want me to read the whole slide?
Sure.
The ground rules. Thank you for logging in 10 minutes prior to the session. Turn off email and other distractions that might interrupt the presentation. To participate in the discussion, simply raise your hand by clicking on the hand symbol on the right side of the screen. Please take the time at the end of the course to fill out the feedback form. It will not take too much time. Have fun, and remember, you cannot be too interactive.
Perfect. So those are just a few of the ground rules for this virtual classroom and most virtual classrooms too. And like it says, have fun and you can't be too interactive. Even if you want to use the chat, you can use the chat and write all over the slides. That's not a problem. You can test things out as you're going along. There you go. Who's doing that? Margaret?
Who do you
think? I would have said Dana. Perfect. So moving along.
Oops.
Okay, so we have a little icebreaker activity, and it's just a little fun way to get started while getting to know a little more about you. So on the top left side of the screen, you'll see your arrow icon. Click on your arrow icon. Click a spot on the screen. And then once I ask the questions, you can either click on the yes or the no. So, are you a military member or military family member? Perfect. So the majority of us are. Dana said no. However, Dana, do you want to elaborate maybe why you're on the course?
I'm a co-worker of JV's and work at the MFRC and have been here, this is going into my 9th year, and before that I worked for PSP, so I've been working on the base since 2003.
Perfect. Thanks, Dana.
Thank you, Dana.
Yeah, so Dana is one of my coworkers, and not only that, she was also deployment coordinator at one time. So she is very familiar with the military lifestyle, and I guess could consider herself a military family community too. So Suzanne, you said yes, you are military member, family member. Do you want to elaborate?
Military spouse.
Okay. Elodie?
I was in the REC Force before, then I became a military family member, then I'm a reservist now and family member.
Wow, perfect. So dual service couple.
Yeah.
Perfect. I myself, I work at the MFRC, but I am also a military spouse. And Margaret?
So yes, I am a military spouse with 24 years of experiences and 11 postings.
Oh, wow. That's a lot. Moving on, do you have children or dependents? Perfect. So, Elodie, no children, no dependents?
Just have 3 cats.
Okay, well, they're dependent on you.
Yeah.
Margaret?
I have a 20 and 22-year-old, so they don't really consider children, and they're not dependents anymore.
Okay.
For Ian, so I'm kind of in the middle.
Okay, perfect. Dana?
I have 2 daughters.
Perfect. Do you want to share their ages?
Their both birthdays are coming up very quickly, so they're going to be turning 10 and 7.
Nice. Perfect. I have 2 daughters also. I have one that just turned 6, and I have one who's turning 3 next month. Suzanne.
I have 4 kids, 3 daughters, and my baby is a boy. And the age are 12, 10, 8, and 6.
Perfect. Busy family. Next one. Were you born in Manitoba? Oh, wow. Okay, so I will start. I was born in Ottawa, Ontario. Margaret.
So I was born in Montreal, Quebec.
Done. Suzanne. New Brunswick.
In Saint-Anne-de-Kent in New Brunswick.
Okay, perfect. Elodie?
Ville-la-Salle, which is in Montreal, Quebec.
Okay. Dana?
I was born in Squamish, BC.
Right on. So welcome to the military family where none of us are living in our birthplaces at the moment. Kind of the exciting part of being a military family. And Dana, you also moved here from somewhere else too. Next question, have you experienced a deployment yourself or your family member? So have you ever experienced a deployment? Okay, well we have Dana, no, because she's not a military family. Elodie, yours is kind of in the middle.
Yeah, because like he never got deployed, but he went on a course in Borden for 3 months once.
Okay.
I'm guessing.
Okay. Good to know. Margaret?
Same. So Paul went on a 3-month TD, just like Elodie's spouse.
Perfect.
But it wasn't
Suzanne.
a deployment.
So
Yes, we done a deployment.
Okay, just recently too, right before Christmas, correct?
Yes, it was only 6 weeks, but it was long enough.
So I'm actually going to move mine because, well, I'm going to move it a little bit over here. So my husband has never been deployed overseas for a mission per se, but we've definitely done 3 to 6 month deployments in other places for supporting different missions. So that's where I'll put that. Are you currently familiar with the deployment program offered in Winnipeg? Perfect. So the majority of us said yes. Elodie, you said no, and I'm really happy you said no, which is a great reason for you to be on this course right now. Suzanne, you have been in my program for quite a while. Dana, you obviously observe all my work and know what's going on a lot. And Margaret, you have gone through this course a few times with me, so you kind of know what it's all about. Awesome. So we're going to get started, and here we have like just the beginning. What does the deployment and reunion program offer your families? So what a great question to get started. That's exactly the reason why you're in this program or on this course right now. So each and every MFRC offers services that are unique to their community needs. And this is why it's so important to familiarize yourself with the services at each and every MFRC in your area, even when you are posted. So like I said earlier, the program here may not be the same program as another base offers to their families for deployment and reunion. If you live or access the Winnipeg MFRC, this session will let you know of all the services offered in our area. So Winnipeg, which is your home residence at this time. So this program would be applicable to you and your family if you are a deployed family. So on the next page, we're going to brainstorm some of the ways we currently think or know the Winnipeg MFRC supports members and their families through deployments. So I'm going to click over here. This is called Tea Party Fund. So what services does the Winnipeg MFRC provide in their deployment and reunion program? So I'm going to ask each of you to take 2 lines, so a darker and a lighter. Dana, I'll give you these 2. Elodie, I'll give you these 2. And just in the first column, just write down what you know the Deployment and Reunion Program offers. Suzanne, I'll give you the third two little rows here. Perfect. So we're just going to fill out the first section. And then later on, we're going to revisit it again, and we'll go over what we've since learned. So again, when you're writing your text, make sure that you click away.
You have about 30 seconds left, and just give us a green check when you're done.
Suzanne, just give us a green check if you're done.
Oh.
Perfect. All right, Dana, do you wish to share your 2 points?
The first one I wrote is stress-free childcare, and the second one is R2MR, which is short for Road to Mental Readiness.
Perfect. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about these now because they are included in my presentation, so we will learn more about them as we go along. Elodie?
It means that I know that there's stuff, but I don't know what.
Perfect. Well, you know what? That's what I like to see, too, because that is one of the reasons why you're here. So at the end of the course, you will be able to write things on every single line, and you'll have to fight everybody else to not take their lines, too. So, Suzanne.
Did you give elbow pads for this session?
Yeah, no.
We love the family activity, knowing that it's all deployment kids, so my kids could connect with them. And
perfect.
I know that the support system is always there if I need somebody to talk to. Jamie's there.
I am 8:30 to 4:30, and if I'm not here, somebody else can be here too. And I just put on here virtual courses because obviously we are on one, so we all know that it is offered. Connection opportunities with other spouses. Margaret, was that yours? Who wrote this one?
Yes, that was mine.
Okay.
Because you do offer so many different connection opportunities with other spouses to share their stories and their best practices and what worked for them.
We do. Yes, of course. All right. So a deployment is defined as, now this is funny that this, well, it's not really funny, but it's nice that this is coming up because a lot of us had a difficult time writing whether or not we've gone through a deployment or not. So a deployment is defined as any Canadian Armed Forces member who is away from home for 30 days or more. This includes being on a mission, operation, exercise, attending a course, as well as attending basic training. These members and their families are entitled to the deployment services programming for 1 year post the return of their member. So it's really important to note that those of us who said, oh, well, you know, we didn't really go through a deployment because our family member was only away for 3 months, well, in the eyes of the Winnipeg MFRC, we did go through a deployment, and we would have been supported as a deployment. because a lot of times these members are going away for training exercises or for support missions also.
I had a question for you, Jamie.
Yes?
Does it include IR?
Yes, it does. They are more than welcome to be under the deployment program. Not a problem. However, all of the, like the money services, like the stress-free childcare, would not be applicable. But they're more than welcome to get the support phone calls and everything else. Yes, we would never turn them away. Does that answer, Margaret?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Like, where did you go? So the family contact form. Raise your hand if I can get a volunteer to read this slide for me, please. Anybody? Anybody? Your hand is right here. Okay, I'll do it.
Oh, Melody's got her hand up.
Oh, she does?
Yeah, she did.
I can do it. So contact form. Family contact form, access to information, resources, program, warm line call, and more. This form includes members' rank, name, and unit, deployment location and date they will be leaving and returning, family contact information. Sorry. This may include a spouse, child, children, parents, siblings, friends, etc. It should also include an email address and a phone number where the family members can be reached. It is very important to fill out those forms and then to the MFRC in order for the deployment coordinator to reach out to these family members during the deployment. Should any of these information change, it is important to notify the MFRC immediately so the form can be updated.
Right. So anytime a member is going away, they should fill out this form. Normally it happens. Sometimes they fall kind of in between the cracks, and that's not a problem. If a member has not filled out this form, the family member can also come in and fill it out. They're available at the front desk of the MFRC. And this is the essential form. This is pretty much the tool that I can reach the family and reach out to make sure that they are aware of all the services that are being provided to them. And like we said, if any of the information changes, it's really important to notify the MFRC, such as if the date extends to a month earlier or a couple weeks earlier or later, it's good for us to know so that we can start offering support that much earlier also. So this is what the family contact form looks like. So up here you'll see members' information, children's ages. Down here you'll have spouses' information and their contact information. Down here is where I would fill out the dates that I've received the forms, made the phone calls, and sent out information to the families. So moving on to warm line calls. Warm line calls is the thing I look forward to the most as the deployment coordinator. It takes up a lot of my time, but it's one of the ways to make my job a little bit more friendly and and it gives me an opportunity to meet the family over the phone, but a great way to invite them into the MFRC also. So this is a monthly call to family members who have been left behind from the deployment. Obviously I get their information from the family contact form. Checking in to see how things are going, just checking in to see how things are going on the home front, you know, and letting them know about any upcoming events or services or programs that we have going on, and ensure they have the deployment and reunion information. It's also an opportunity for me to update any missing information on that family contact form. So, for example, if I haven't received an email address, then I can start to send out emails and make sure it's updated. So warm line calls is something that happens every couple of weeks, and anybody in the deployment program who currently has a spouse or a family member away will receive a phone call from me quite frequently, actually. They're more than welcome to opt out, but I have yet to have anybody opt out of the phone calls. The next thing that we do for op deployment is a monthly newsletter. So just out of curiosity, give me a happy face if you have seen a copy of the Off Deployment newsletter from the Winnipeg MFRC in the past. Or a green check is fine too. Oh, there we go. Elodie. Perfect. So Suzanne, you have seen it. Dana, you have seen it. Elodie, if you ever experience a deployment, you too would see it. But because you're preparing for a possible deployment or just, you know, being proactive here, you most likely have not seen it before. So the newsletter is published on a monthly basis. It's sent out via email once a month to all the family members whose emails have been provided on the family contact form. And it provides information about the MFRC programs, articles about deployments, and what services the Deployment and Reunion Program offer. So that is our monthly newsletter. Stress-Free Childcare Program. So following along with the slide, oh no, wait a minute. If you have children or dependents while you are away, then this slide will blow you away. So Suzanne, you have children, and I have children. We're both family or spouses. So this would be, we would be entitled to this if our spouses were away. So what happens is the Stress-Free Childcare Program offers families up to $60 per 30-day period of stress-free childcare. So essentially what it is guilt-free childcare during the deployment. So every 30 days during the deployment per family, it's not per child. So there is a form that must be filled out and returned to the MFRC for reimbursement. You can choose any method of childcare that you would like to use. So we have our MFRC casual childcare on site, or you can choose a babysitter of your choice to come in your house, or any other childcare that you can think of. So this is a really, really great program, and keep in mind that this is not offered at the majority of the other MFRCs. So this is pretty unique to Winnipeg and a total bonus for our program. This is the form that needs to be filled out. So you've got the number or the name of the member, contact name of the person submitting the form, information, and then you have to put all the information of the caregiver, and you need to get their signature also in order for the form to be valid.
Jamie, I have a question.
Yes?
Do you have to use the $60 in one shot, or can you use it a number of times over the month?
You can use it a number of times over the month. What I would suggest then is just to fill out one form or fill out several forms and just hand them all in at the same time. So the total amount would be $60, however you wanted to disperse that.
Thank you.
No problem. Does anybody else have any questions? Give me a green check if we're good to keep on going. Give me a happy face if the stress-free childcare program is something that you think is awesome. Perfect. Has anybody ever seen the stress-free childcare and another base? Green. I'm going to put a red X because I have not personally.
Yes, we have seen it.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. Okay, so moving on to our parcel packing station. This is currently under renovations, but it should be up and running in the next couple of weeks. The parcel packing station is set up in the library here at the MFRC for those who wish to send a package to their loved ones while they are deployed overseas. So the nice thing about this is you can come in with the package that you have already purchased. We've got boxes, we've got scissors, packing paper, packing tape, markers, addresses of various missions, and then once the package is labeled and ready to go overseas, you're more than welcome to leave it here and we will ship it off. As long as it has a Belleville address, we are good to send it off for you. Down here, you'll see a link for specific instructions for mailing parcels overseas. So that's a good link to have, and I always have that on hand. If you don't save it, that's fine. So we've got this here, and it gives you just information on what you can and cannot send in a package.
We go look at that site?
We can.
Can I ask a question?
You sure can.
Hubby is staying in Canada. He's going to Alert. Can I send a parcel there, or it got to be overseas?
I will get back to you on that, and I will let you know what the address would be for that.
Okay, thanks.
Okay?
Yep.
But good question, great question, but I just need to get the actual answer because I've never had to send a package out to Alert before. Let's go and check out that site. I'm just going to open up the site so that we can all see it. And then I'm going to share my screen with you.
So Elodie and Suzanne, you have your hands up. Did you have another question?
I have one.
Go ahead.
So is there any shipping fees or?
If you are sending it overseas to a deployment, no, there is no shipping fees.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so I'm going to share my screen with you.
Desktop?
Yep.
There we go.
So you should see my desktop. Is everybody seeing my desktop here?
Yes.
Oh, yes. So when you see the desktop, you can't chat as easily. So bring your mouse right up to the middle of the screen and click on Participant and then click on Chat when the tab comes down. And give me a green check when you have that tab so I know you can continue to talk with us. So Dana's got it, Elodie, Suzanne, if you bring your mouse right up to the tip top and then click on Participant and Chat and give me a green check so I know that you're able to continue to chat. Do you see it, Suzanne?
Yep, I'm here.
So just give us a green check. So if you bring your mouse right up to the middle, then you click on Participant when the tab comes down and click on Chat. That way you're able to continue with the conversations. There we go. Everybody's got it. Good. Excellent.
Perfect. So I'm just going to go down to the very bottom here. And you'll see here all the different operations. So here we go, Suzanne, we're going to get your answer right here. So if he's going to Alert, you certainly can send it because it is through a Belleville address.
Perfect, thanks.
There you go.
That's a great website. Question answered. Very cool.
Perfect. So I'm going to stop sharing my desktop.
And are you going to have this website available in the after session email, Jamie?
I sure can.
Fantastic.
Perfect. Okay, so that's our parcel packing station, and just keep in mind it is currently under renovations, but it should be up and running again in the next couple of weeks. It doesn't mean that you can't drop parcels off now. You still can drop parcels off, but access to all of the stationery is not available at this time. So dual service couples and single members with dependents. So Ada G has already said that she is a dual service couple. However, not with no dependents except her cats at this time. I just want to share this with you anyways because, I mean, it's always nice to have this extra information, and you may know other members who are dual service couples with dependents. So there are extra benefits available through the orderly room for dual service members and single members with dependents. Members at this time must be away for 48 hours, and it's completely separate from the MFRC's services. So if you are a dual service couple or a single service member with dependents, please see your orderly room if you're leaving for more than 48 hours, or if both members are leaving for 48 hours or more. I'm going to move on. So Road to Mental Readiness. This is something that Dana had mentioned earlier that is offered at the MFRC. So give me a green check if you have heard of R2MR, Road to Mental Readiness, before. Perfect. So you have all heard of that. That is wonderful. Where have you heard of Road to Mental Readiness, Ada D?
I think I saw an email and on the Facebook page too.
Perfect. So our Facebook page is doing really well for getting out information. Suzanne, where did you see the R2MR?
I probably heard of it more than I've seen it.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. And Dana?
I'm a trained facilitator for R2MR.
Perfect. Thanks, Dana. So there are actually 2 trained facilitators here at the Winnipeg Military Family Resource Center. Dana, like she said, is one, and myself, who is the other. So this course is developed to provide military family members with the information and the skills required to manage the challenges associated with a deployment. It helps give family members a better understanding of the familial changes associated with a deployment, increased awareness about mental health and the signs and symptoms of problems, new tools and approaches to manage stress associated with the deployment, and information about personal and external resources to foster mental health and well-being of the family. Like I said, we have 2 trained staff here at our MFRC, and right now R2MR is being offered on a one-on-one basis, can also be offered in a group setting. However, that's not usually the way that works out the best. So if you are interested in taking R2MR either before a deployment, you can do it with or without your spouse. You can do it with a group of friends, or we can try to arrange a larger group. Or if you want to do it during or after deployment for a reunion, so it also talks about how to have a healthy reunion after a long deployment or after any kind of deployment. We can do that too. So the session, usually one-on-one or two-on-one, usually lasts about an hour. And it's a really great way to get extra tools in your pockets to kind of have a healthy deployment and a healthy reunion. So we're going to move on. The Everything Binder. So what I like about this is we want to turn this, give me a green check if sometimes you find all your paperwork looks a little bit like this. Sometimes, so we want to change this chaos into a nice, beautiful little binder. So that being said, I'm going to show you what the Everything Binder is. We have borrowed from Esquimalt. They have an Everything Binder already up and running. And so I gave them a call and said, hey, can we borrow this and give you the credit for it? So I would like to show you what that Everything Binder looks like, because I think as a military spouse that it would be amazing to have that. So again, I'm going to share my desktop with you. And you can click all the way up at the top. Click on Participants and Chat so that we have that open. And gives me, or just let me know, just say I can see it, the Everything Binder. So keep in mind, this is from Esquimalt. We're going to personalize it for Winnipeg.
Remember to go back up and have your Participant and Chat button clicked and give us a green check when you can see that. Great.
Perfect.
Keep the
Got it. All 3 of them can see it. Excellent. So the Everything Binder to-do list, essentially what this is just a binder that with all kinds of information, important information that you will have gathered in one easy location so that, you know, if you are going through a deployment and you're back and you need to get, for example, somebody needs a copy of power of attorney, or somebody needs a medical record of some sort, or you know, here's for important information for phone numbers. If you want a quick link on where to get information for phone numbers rather than having to look it up, it's already there. We've got helpful websites, members information, SISIP form where you can keep track of all your spending for the time that they're away, monthly bill information. You know, sometimes you get those phone calls from your spouse saying, you know, how much was this bill? And you're like, wow, I'm super overwhelmed. I don't have time to go and look for it. But this way here, you can grab the book and you can look back at it. Family contact list is good to have. vehicle information, can't tell you how many times I've actually had to go in and get my plate number, my VIN number, and if my husband's not there, I don't have the information. So this way I have an easy access to it. Just different things like that. Pre-deployment checklist is included. Care package list ideas. So Suzanne, you may want to take a peek at this. So that is going to be coming to Winnipeg very, very soon, and it will be available for pickup at the MFRC, and there will also be a link for it that you can print out at home.
I have another question.
Sure.
If somebody's on the 12-week training, is there a place that we can send them parcels, the 12-week recruit training?
Like basic training?
Yes.
I have never had that done. I believe that's on your own expense, but again, I can get back to you for that.
Thank
you. But they're more than welcome to come and wrap the packaging and everything here, and then there is a post office right next door that they can run over to. So it's kind of a one-stop shop. But again, I can get that information for you. So I'm going to stop sharing this and move on. So the virtual classroom, well, it's quite obvious that you have heard about the virtual classroom since you're attending one right now. That being said, maybe you're interested in knowing more about the virtual classroom or interested in attending more programming virtually. So the sky really is the limit when it comes to the virtual classroom. And I'm going to share a link again with you just so that you can see what other programs are offered through the virtual classroom. So I will share this quickly. Oops, wrong one. I'm going to stop sharing. Perfect. Here we go. So
I love how you can share stuff on this site. I think it's really fun.
I know, it does make it really easy for people. So again, I'm going to get you to go right up to the top, click on participants and chat. And here you'll see all of the virtual recordings. So we've got...
Will you have this link in the after session email?
Sure will.
Great, thank you.
So lots of different courses that you can, I mean, you can take them live when they're offered, but you can also listen to them after they're done at your own convenience. So, I mean, the sky is the limit. You've got fitness stuff, you've got family care plan, you've got how to talk to children about stressful events. So lots of different recordings here that you can choose from. And you can also...
dossier, I find that really a great one. The DFID, if you want to, I don't know, Dana, if you know about that from working with PSP, but now they're finally open to families. It's like having a personal coach right in your computer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's free.
It's free. So I'm going to stop sharing again. And I also want you to take a peek at the Facebook group. So I'll have this also in the after session email. So this one here is all about virtual classroom, and you'll see all the upcoming programming on Facebook.
Saving money on scholarships is coming up.
You got it. So we have just gone through the deployment program offers to families through the Winnipeg MFRC, but that's just a small fraction of what the Winnipeg MFRC offers. So does anyone know of any other services or programs that the MFRC offers to families and members? So right now I'm going to invite you to claim a spot, claim a square, click on any square, maybe 2 or 3 that you can do, and just use your text tool to write what other services that they offer, that the MFRC here in Winnipeg. Perfect. Excellent. So give me a green check when you're done that. Perfect. So we've got quite a list on here. We've got newcomer services, short-term counseling, second language services, virtual classroom, kids center, second language courses, employment services, French coffee, coffee mornings, volunteer opportunities, language programs like Rosetta Stone. Wow, you guys are really familiar with this MFRC. That's fantastic. So, I mean, the majority of the things you guys have already listed, but I'm just going to go over them quickly. So we do have employment services. We've also got educational services. So we have somebody, if you're looking to go back to school, somebody to kind of guide you in the right direction. We do have social workers. They're available by appointment. We also have a social worker who works very closely with children. We've got nursery school that's bilingual nursery school. We've got drop-in childcare services. We've got tutoring services. We've got the youth center drop-in. We've got other language courses. So we've got English and French currently. I think it's going to be running very shortly, actually. We've got summer camp. The registration for summer camp has already started. We've got a mature women's group. We've got discounted tickets to Thermea. We had discounted tickets to Festival du Voyageur. So it's always important to read through our community connections to see what tickets are coming up. Discounted MFRC events at various times of the year. We've gone to Fort White. We've gone to the Corn Maze. We've got our community coffee, which is the first Thursday of the month from 10 to 11:30. We do have volunteer services. We're always looking for volunteers. We've got many, but we can never have too many. We've got community choir on Monday evenings, and we've got multiple programs running monthly. So adult, parent and child, coffee and conversation. And then we have our monthly newsletter, which is called our Community Connections. So all of our important information of what is upcoming is in the Community Connections newsletter. Give me a happy face if you have seen a Community Connections newsletter before. Perfect. So that is not new to us. Excellent. Moving on. So before the course began, we were kind of going through what the MFRC provides for families. So I'm going to just quickly go back to page, oh no, my page numbers changed. Here we go. So here we have, before the course, we were talking about what the Deployment and Reunion Program offers. So we said stress-free childcare, R2MR, support and resources, family activity, support system, virtual courses, and connection opportunities with other spouses. On this same page, I'm going to get you to claim a spot again and add something that you may have learned that the Deployment and Reunion Program offers. So there must be something new that you have learned in this course. Perfect. And then give me a green check when you're done, please. Perfect. Elodie, I see that you've written something. Are you done? So we've added to our list, we've added the parcel packing station, we've added the newsletter specific to deployment, again, parcel packaging, dual service couple, single service couple with dependents. IR can access some of the services. Again, deployment parcel, that must be something really exciting.
You click away, anything we're missing.
Money for childcare every 30 days. So this kind of goes up to stress-free childcare program here. So, I mean, lots of extra things that we didn't know about at the beginning of the program, so that's fantastic. I'm going to move forward. Does anybody have any questions or comments? No happy face if we're good to continue? Got a quiet bunch here today. Perfect. So what's next? Well, the first thing I want you guys to do is register for an MFRC program in the next month. So attend one of the MFRC programs and then send me an email or send me a voicemail and let me know how it went. That's just me drawing. Sorry, I like to doodle. So register for a program in the next month. Check out the community connections. It's available online. And then report back. Let me know how the program was and bring some friends along with you. The other thing, you cannot at this point download the Everything binder, but it will be available soon. So this is to be determined when it's going to happen. But start thinking about how you want to organize your Everything binder and start thinking about those types of things. And like I said, you can check out the Esquimalt link and maybe even get started with theirs if you wanted to if you wanted to print theirs out. You're more than welcome to do so, and then we can switch it up to be more applicable to Winnipeg. If you haven't yet been to your local MFRC in Winnipeg, call myself 204-833-2500 extension 5391. Make a quick appointment with me and we can sit down, have coffee, discuss any upcoming deployments, and I can take you for a quick walk around the MFRC and show you what our beautiful building is all about. R2MR, like I said, you can call and register anytime for R2MR. So Suzanne, that might be something that you might want to do in the next little while, just for you and your hubby to plan on how to have a healthy deployment, and then you can work on our reunion at that time. So if you're interested in that, we can get in touch about doing an R2MR session. But you don't have to be going through a deployment. It's also a great way to get ready for a deployment, Elodie. So if it's something that you're interested in, I would be more than happy to run R2MR for you also. So just a little side note, it takes a village. The more tools you have in your pocket, the more tools you will use if needed. So this course being a tool to help you through a deployment. I want to thank you all so much for attending this program today, and I really hope that that you got some really great information out of it.
So in the chat, I've just put it. Oh, excuse me, my voice is gone. I put a link to a SurveyMonkey so that you can please click on that, and if you could fill that out, that would be great, and then come back for the final wrap up. If you double click on the SurveyMonkey link in your chat, it will bring you to the section. And fill it out. It's just a couple of questions. Have you been able to see that?
Dana's asking that we make it hyperlink.
I don't know what that means, Dana.
It's not clickable. Mine's clickable. Can you copy and paste it, Dana?
Yes, if you're on a D1, it won't work, but try copy and paste it.
I can't copy and paste neither. It's clicking away.
And double clicking won't work either, Suzanne?
No.
Okay. All right, well, we can send that in the after session email as well. Give us a green check when you're back. All right, Jamie, did you want to go to the next slide?
I think that's it.
No, there's one more.
Oh. Nope, that's the beginning.
Okay.
So I thought I had more too, the thank you and do you have any questions, but it's not coming up for me.
Here it is.
Like I said, thank you so, oh, there you go. Weird.
That was weird.
Do we have any questions or comments? I invite you right now, if you could just claim a spot and click on a text and just leave me 1 or 2 words of what you thought. What did you think of this virtual program? How can I make improvements? Keep in mind that this is my very first one going live, so I would love your comments so that I can improve myself for next time.
Susanna, do you have a question?
Yes, I do. At other MFRC, some of my friends told me that they have kits for kids when deployment. It's like booklets, like fill the diary and stuff like that of their feeling or what they're going through and what their dad is missing and all that. Is the Winnipeg?
We sure do, Suzanne. As soon as my library is up and running, I will get a kit ready for each one of your kids. And I just found a couple more things that they used to hand out to kids, so I have lots left over that I will get 1 kit set up for each of your little ones.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Elodie, are you still with us? I don't see your little clicker here.
Elodie, you may be trying to get back. If you click on the blue and green ball at the end of at the bottom of your screen, let's say come back, and there you are. I see you now. Remember, Elodie, to claim your pointer, just click on the arrow on the top left-hand side of your screen.
Oh, there she is. Perfect.
We are hosting a scholarship workshop in May coming up. It's going to be great. Saving Canadian families thousands of dollars.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, thanks for your feedback, guys.
If there's no other questions, you just click on the red X at the top of your screen to exit. And Suzanne, for your Mac, you click on the little red ball, the circle.
Yep.
Great. Thank you so much for joining today.
Thank you, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed it.
Great information, Jamie. How do you feel?
Thanks. Not too bad. Elodie, are you having problems?